emailed him, and I was like, I don't understand why you gave me this grade.
I'm glad they're talking amongst themselves and not talking to us. They're just excluding us.
Hey, Hubert, how's your day? Did you have a good weekend?
Okay, now her switch is done turned on. Women. It's a good day. In fact, you know, I got a real good email from the vice president after I had class with y'all, and with the 8 o'clock class and the 12:20 class, I sent them a email. I sent my supervisor an email saying, just taught class from, except for the lag, everything went great. And my supervisor sent it to a couple of vice presidents and a couple of high ups, and I got a real nice email back. So thank y'all.
Welcome.
And I didn't have posters. So I don't know how I got a nice email because I didn't have posters. The conference really sucked. Conference was terrible. Everything was archaic. And guess what they had the second day? I didn't even go. Presentations with posters. So I'm thinking I'm in a time warp. Maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be. This is another college, another state, Georgia State University. It used to be Georgia Perimeter, and now it's Georgia State University. And they're having all the sessions were presentations with posters. But anyway, there's part of the email right there. Where is it? Let's see. Well, here it is. There's part of it. And it's really a good email. So I was really happy about that. Y'all did good. Thank y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have any idea what I'm talking about? No. All right. So here we go. 6.1, number 23/6. 6.1, 23/6. And let's see if this is a test question. Yes, it is a test question. Anything that looks complicated, chances are it's going to be a test question. So, what's the first word in the directions say?
Evaluate.
And what does evaluate mean?
So
Plug and what?
Chug.
Plug and chug.
yeah.
Now, a lot of people say, why do you like to say plug and chug? Well, that's an old term that a lot of math professors use. Of course, it's not. It doesn't. You don't hold your pinky up when you say it, so a lot of teachers don't use it. But that's what is used. I'm just telling you. So I'm going to rewrite this since it says evaluate, and since I'm going to plug and chug, I'm going to write everything with a big set of parentheses where there's an X. 1/2 parentheses squared minus 4 times parentheses plus 7. And what am I going to plug in to those parentheses? 2/3. What'd she say? Nobody gonna say anything? Okay. I see how it is.
Nobody even talked.
I heard somebody say something.
Nobody said nothing.
You need to move that microphone over towards y'all.
Breathing. You're just getting older. It's okay.
I'm getting senile. Is that what it is?
I don't know, but you hearing stuff.
Hearing stuff. Okay. What's 2/3 squared? 4/9 minus 4
Oh, really? It's that easy?
times 2/3
Stupid.
plus 7/1. Now, what did I do in that second step besides squaring something? What did I do?
You change the 4 to a fraction.
And the 7 to a fraction.
Correct.
Because you got to make everything a fraction, because eventually you're going to have to get a common what? Denominator. Now, the difference in this and an equation is this does not have an equal sign. So you're just rewriting this. So that's a different animal from an equation, because equation, you would clear the fraction by multiplying through by the denominator. When you're just simplifying, you will get a common denominator. Now, eventually, it'll simplify into an answer. So, can I cancel anywhere? Looks like I can cancel right here. You don't have to cancel. You can just reduce, do it and reduce, however you want to do it. So that's 2 over 9 minus 8 over 3 plus 7 over 1. Now, when we have brother and sister, what do we do? We go left to what? Left to right. Really? I don't understand. One of these days, hopefully we'll get training on this stuff. Oh, our center reply email, and I might get fired. You might have a substitute next week. But guess what I said? We need to spend less time on posters and more time on training. I don't know if that's going to go over very well. So it's been nice knowing y'all. I mean, don't you think I have a right to say that? I mean, posters? Really? I'm sorry. That's just, to me, that's a waste of
Barbaric.
time. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the Easley campus, but I don't like this quiet stuff, okay? Yeah, Oconee won't talk to me. And Miss Latimer, she don't talk to me. The only campus that talked to me is Easley. Now you're not talking to me, and I want to know why.
Okay, but when we do talk, you always want to get an attitude. Well, you want to get an attitude with me. I don't know about them too.
I don't have an attitude with anybody. When did I get an attitude?
Look, you have an attitude right now.
Oh my gosh, is she married? Are you married?
I'm not. I'm too young.
You ought to be. Okay, now, what is the common denominator of 9, 3, and 1? 9.
9.
So we're going to put a 9 here. We're going to put a 9 here. And we're going to put a 9 here. So the 9 will go into 9. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 will go into 9 how many times? 3 times 8 is?
24.
1 will go into 9. 9 times 7 is?
62.
So now I've got 2 over 9 minus 24 over 9 plus 63 over 9. And 2 minus 24 is negative 22 over 9 plus 63 over 9. Was that 41? I don't have any idea. Somebody tell me. Negative 40 or positive 41 over 9?
Yes.
Well, let's type it in just so y'all know I know what I'm doing. Okay.
3 minus 60 is 40.
What'd you do this weekend, Mr.
Party.
Simmons?
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
hung out.
What the rest of y'all do at Easley campus? What'd y'all do? Because I asked Miss Latimer or Oconee campus, but they don't talk to me very much.
I went to Georgia.
I'm sorry, I went to blah, blah, blah.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgia? What part of Georgia?
We went to the Atlanta Aquarium.
Oh, yeah, you told me that. What'd you think of it?
It was fun.
I don't even remember
We
this
watched
weekend.
the dolphin show.
Yeah, now wasn't that amazing how those dolphins can go like 50 feet in the
Way
air?
high in the air, yeah. It was cool.
Wow. It
Wasn't it
was,
Valentine's Day this weekend?
and you sit up in the front row, you get wet.
Oh no, we sat in like the 14th row.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I don't like to get wet. When I go to Six Flags, I don't like to ride those rides that get you semi-wet because then
Oh,
you
we
just
do.
stink and feel bad. And so I just go to the part that's got all the water, and that's where I go.
If you think that was fun, I went to Sam's Club. I'm married.
Oh, you are awesome, man.
I am high flying.
You are the domestic
I'm
god.
cool.
I thought it was Valentine's Day this weekend.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't miss at all.
I don't
What?
Wasting money and playing games. I don't miss that at all.
I don't remember.
Look, I got it right, y'all.
I even asked my wife what she wanted. She said nothing, and I believed her, and I was a fool.
And you,
I
did
was
you
a
fall
fool.
for that?
I fell for that.
And what happened?
I got the silent treatment.
Yep. See, I don't miss those games at all. I don't miss them at all.
Not really.
All right, y'all try this one. The reason I'm letting y'all do another one is because this is a test question. It's probably one on the whole test. You're probably one of these, so I don't want you to miss it. If you do miss it, after I've shown you twice how to do it, you don't what? You don't tell anybody.
We're just failures.
Okay, do this problem. Write it down, Miss Simmons.
Isn't this the same one?
No, they changed it.
Okay.
It looks like they changed it.
No.
Oh, no, that's all.
That's the exact same one.
Okay, well, forget it then.
Sorry.
We'll change it. I tell you what, we'll change it to. I'll take my handy dandy. Y'all watch this. This is a trick I learned in the war.
Oh,
Take this right here and color it that. You know,
right here.
right here. There, look at there. I made it disappear. I'm magic. Now, x is equal to 4/5.
4/5.
X is equal to 4/5.
Copy.
So we've got 1/2 parentheses squared minus 4 times parentheses plus 7. All right, put in 4/5. Did you go to Coke World?
No.
Oh, I love Coke World.
Yeah. We went to like Stats Brew Pub. Whatever it's called. It was
Sounds
8.
good.
And it was good. I had this, it was like sweet tea with peach schnapps and lemon vodka, something else in it. It was pretty good. Then we walked around the aquarium for like 3 hours. I tried chocolate beer at the
Ooh.
aquarium. It was nasty.
Sounds
It was
nasty.
really nasty.
Yeah, there are some things that just do not go together.
Shouldn't go together.
Well, I
Yeah, it
kind of
shouldn't go
like
together.
Guinness, but this stuff was gross. Like, I took 2 sips out of it, and I was just walking around holding it.
My wife drank chocolate wine one time.
Ew, that stuff's
Oh, it's so
Now,
gross.
a little hint of chocolate in a wine is good,
yeah.
but it's got to be
I don't know.
very, very, very faint.
My age is showing right now.
What, you never tried wine before? Oh, wait a minute, you're underage. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not
Who's
that good, I
underage?
promise you.
It's not as nasty. Wine is disgusting.
Who's
Miss
underage?
Simmons. Miss
I'm the
Simmons.
youngest one in the room. So I think it's funny that you think I'm married.
I've seen 16-year-olds be arranged, married, in pictures.
Marriage is for the birds.
Yes, it is. I wish I had thought about that earlier.
And I'm just kidding. I'll be married eventually. It's just not.
Just
Don't
be
get
careful.
married until you're 40.
Oh, he's handsome.
Please be careful.
That was a big
Who's 16?
Nobody's
No one's 16.
That was Miss Latimer that asked that question. Jump on her, okay?
wow.
We're not jumping on nobody. At least I ain't.
You want to have babies?
Jump on me. I asked you a question, Miss Latimer. She jumped on me. Talking about attitude.
Oh no.
Miss
That's
Simmons.
something I'm scared of. No babies for me.
I have 4.
You ready for spring?
Yeah.
My best friend's
I'm
got
a little girl.
Yeah.
girls.
I am.
Girls.
I only like 2 seasons out of the year. I like spring and I like fall.
Mm-hmm.
Summer in South Carolina sucks.
It's
so
it's
dang
hot as
humid.
hell.
It gets so humid. Ain't no fun.
I want to move down to the low country for summer. I want to go down to like Charleston or like
It's even hotter down there.
Somerville. Yeah, but but that's the fun of it.
Don't be Arizona people.
I ain't about that life.
I was stationed in 29 Palms for about
Yeah.
3 months, and then they sent me over to the big desert over in Saudi Arabia.
Ain't
And
that
that
a dry
heat you
heat,
can
though?
take, because that heat is like hair dryer heat. You know, it ain't nothing like Paris Island or Beaufort or Charleston or Here, nothing.
You don't even sweat there.
No, you don't even sweat.
Have you ever seen The Notebook?
I've seen parts of it. I've never seen it all the way through. Why?
That movie makes Charleston look so great.
Oh, yeah. Well, Hollywood makes everything look great. That's
Hollywood's
why all
great.
those Hollywood actors live in unicorn land.
I
Where
love
there's
the
cotton
unicorn
candy
land.
clouds and candy mountains and unicorns
What?
running around.
Well,
Botox
I
everywhere.
like
Botox
mountains and I
everywhere.
like trees. I want to move to like Washington State.
You'd hate it. It's rainy.
I know, I love it.
Ugh.
Everything
no.
she says, you hate it.
You say
hate
Washington
it.
State.
Okay,
I see that.
now, what's going to cancel here?
16.
The 2.
16
never
and the
mind.
2.
Never mind. Yeah, that's right.
And nothing cancels here, so we're ready just to go through. And that's going to be 8 over 25 minus 16 over what?
I'm just gonna watch
5 plus 7 over 1. So I'm going to make this smaller. It took me like 3 semesters to figure out how to do that. What I just did.
it. Put that on your resume.
Yeah, I can because I've had no training. Anyway, 25, maybe that's why I'm the only one that uses these boards. 25, and that's 8, and that's 5 times 16 is what, 80?
Ooh,
And 125 times 7, what's 7 quarters?
7 quarters.
$1.75, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I guarantee you if I ask you what 7 times 25, people will reach for a calculator. Ask you what 7 quarters is, you tell me it's $1.75. I don't understand why people use a calculator. It's called conditioning. Negative 8, or 8 minus 80 is negative 72. Plus 175 over 25. Well, dang old 72 plus 172 is
103
103, right?
over 25.
I was trying to teach there. I'm sorry.
All right.
Can I be in charge for a while?
Okay.
He
I
walked.
forgive you this time.
Okay.
Dang.
Long as I know that I'm in your, good side. That's all that matters, Miss Simmons.
Always.
Question. Great. Complaint. Now, there's 2 good questions. That's probably one of your questions on the test. So, good question sent.
Do we have bonus questions on the test?
You have bonus question on every test. That way, at the end of the semester, you can't ask what? DA
Extra
question.
credit.
All right. This was 6.2 30/3. 6.2 30/3, and it just went. Oh God, I hate this. I hate campus sometimes. Hold on, I've got to go log back in.
I don't know.
Well, I want it. Okay, I've logged back in.
Take 30 minutes.
Okay, hold on. I've got to go over here, and I've got to hit email. Now I've got to go back to 155. There. This is a test question.
Oh, no.
Now, I haven't covered 6.2. Why not? Because it's plug and chug. I don't need it. I think most of y'all know how to plug and chug. Now, is this question a reasonable question? Yes, because this question is it's a calculator drill, so get your calculator out. I'll tell you when you need your calculator, and this is one time that you need it. First of all, go ahead and plug in what you need to plug in. Well, A is equal to the principal. Does anybody know what this actually is a formula for?
No clue.
Compound interest.
Quality.
It's what all banks use. It's a derivation. Banks use derivations of this formula to figure interest on a savings account or IRA or whatever. The principal is what you put into the bank. The R is the rate. The interest rate that the bank gives you for putting that money in the bank. So I've changed that to 0.07. Okay, I hope all y'all are writing this down because this is a test question. I hope everybody's writing it down, not just sitting there with their notebook closed. N is equal to the number of times the interest is calculated. Okay? Just think of it as a computer in the back, and every month, on the last day of the month, it goes through and calculates all the savings accounts. It does that every single month. So that's why N is equal to 12. So at this time, it's compounded what? Monthly. Because N is equal to 12. And T is always going to be the number of years that you keep the money in the bank. Now the key word here is what? Years. What if I tell you that I want to keep the money in the bank for 6 months? What is T? 0.5. Because 6 months is half of what? A year.
A year.
What if I tell you I want you to keep it in for 18 months? What is T?
A year and
1.5. Good. So T is always in terms of years. Now this is a very important question. A lot of people say, well, why are you taking all this time? This is one of those things that they should teach you in high school, but they don't because it's easier to control ignorant people. Okay? One of the things they do not teach you in high school is how to invest your money. They don't teach you how to do income taxes. They don't teach you how to do savings accounts. They don't tell you how the best way to make a payment on a house or a mortgage or a...
I
Because
took personal finance.
it's called personal finance, yes. And a lot of schools don't teach it.
Shout out to Easley High.
We didn't have it.
Did Easley teach it?
Yes, we're ahead of the game though.
Then you need to go back and tell somebody at Easley that they're doing a good job.
Miss Brank.
Because there's people that come out of West Side, and I went to West Side, and I get a lot of students here at the Anderson campus West Side, they don't have a clue.
Yeah, we had
They
to do
don't.
like budgeting every week in that class. Like she would give us like an income, and we had to like learn how to spend the money and not go
But
over.
how's the easiest way to control people? Keep them stupid.
ignorance.
Ignorance.
Ignorance, keep them stupid. And where's the best way to keep somebody stupid? With their money.
Ignorance.
Do
is
I
not-
believe that the government wants Americans to be stupid? Yes,
Yeah.
So they can keep taking on.
exactly. And if people don't wake up, we're going to be eating our own dogs and our own zebras and our zoo animals.
Who's
just
eating
like
their
Venezuela.
dog? Who's eating their dog? I'm not.
Have you not read anything about Venezuela?
I will eat the grass off the earth before I eat my dog.
Yeah, see, that's what's wrong with our society. We believe in saving animals more than we believe in saving human beings. That's one of our problems.
I'm not doing it because I want to save my dog. I just think that's nasty.
A dog
It ain't
will eat
anything
turnip greens
ethical.
after 2 or 3 days. If you're starving, you'll eat anything you can get your daggum hands on. Anyway, so plug and chug. So I'm going to rewrite my dog will eat turnip greens after 2 or 3 days. Let's see, 3,000 brackets 1 plus 0.07 divided by 12 raised to the nt power. That's going to be 4 times what? 12, which is 48. Now, This is how you work this. You take your calculator out, and I want you to type in, I'm going to tell you what to type in. 0.07 divided by 12 equals, and then that's going to give you a number. And you're going to add that to 1 and type equals. And that's going to give you a number. And then you take that number and you hit X to the Y, or you hit the caret symbol, whichever one you have on your calculator, and then type in 48. And then that's going to be equals. And then you multiply that, multiply by 3,000 equals, or enter. Now, let me ask you a common sense question. If you put $3,000 in the bank and you keep it in there for 4 years, what are you going to get out? More than $3,000 or less than $3,000?
More, because you build
More.
interest.
Thank you. Exactly. Easily High School. You're going to get more because the bank is going to pay you interest to keep it in there so they can invest it 5 or 6 times while it's sitting in the bank and you're not using it. Okay. So what is the answer? That means I want y'all to interact with me and tell me the answer. Y'all suck.
I got 3,000.
It's not 3,000. Okay. Mr. King, your disappointment.
I don't like that.
What, my email?
No. Calling people disappointment.
It's a joke. It's called sense of humor. Mr. King's
Okay,
tough.
well, I'm
He can take
offended.
it.
Well, I'm offended.
Mr. King, aren't you tough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. See, he's tough.
Well,
He can
I'm
handle
not.
it.
Well, I'm not.
Okay, you need a puppy and a pillow?
No, I need to speak to corporate.
Okay, go on. That's funny. I don't know where you got that, but that's funny. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my handy dandy TI calculator. And I'm going to erase all of this. Well, I don't want to erase it because, okay, I'll try to type it in. So what was the rate? 0.07
0.07,
divided by 12.
12.
And watch what I do. Enter. And then I just hit +1. Enter. And then I raise that to the 48th power. And then I multiply that by 3,000. Should that be done? Should that be done in one continuous loop? Yes. You shouldn't have to write a thing down. Now, you should be able to write it in your notes, yes. But when you're doing this problem, you should be able to do it on the calculator.
Oh, Lord.
3966.16. Somebody write that down. 3966.16. Now let's go back to our handy dandy answer. 3966.16. Lord, it's a miracle.
You know what's crazy? We'll never meet you.
Now, try that one. Here's a nerd.
Good. What if he didn't exist? What if this is simulation?
What is she saying?
She says you're a computer simulation. You're not real.
I said
Oh,
it's
I'm
crazy
not-
that
whatever.
we'll never meet you. Like,
Whatever.
you're a
I
simulation.
make mistakes just like everybody. I got married, didn't I? Ha! A is equal to P 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. I shouldn't say that. Walt, I didn't say that. Forget it. He don't even hear me.
Who?
I don't even know.
My son sitting in the back. You don't see my son sitting back there?
No?
They're not paying attention.
Well, all we can see is your board.
Oh, well, that's not my fault. That's whoever's doing the actual,
Them
get
Russians.
it. Miss Simmons is playing on her phone.
No, I'm not.
Don't lie to me. You gonna insult my intelligence? I have several degrees and all my teeth in my head.
Hey, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Okay, don't play on your phone. That's rude. And
I was
it's telling
talking to my
people
mom.
that you have some kind of condition that you can't go 30 minutes without looking at your phone.
My mom texted me. That's important.
Well, then you need to step
Millennial disease.
outside. That's the rules of the class.
Ooh.
All right, plug and chug. Really? She took her phone out. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that girl. Y'all need to keep her under control up there in Easley.
We're trying.
You're not doing too well.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Tea. Bless you. Bless you.
Miss Bishop, you're back. Miss Bishop. Where did Bishop go?
We should have.
I'll be right back.
I think I'm hitting the drugs too much.
You and me.
Miss
both.
Simmons, I'm glad you made it back.
Glad to be back.
Everything okay on the home front?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. I didn't know if there was an emergency or something that you
No,
had.
my mom's just informing me that we had pizza rolls at the house.
Oh, you won't do. You already typed this in, Miss Simmons? You already got it ready?
Hold on.
I'm a manual
Give me
learner.
just a second.
You're a manual learner.
What? Is he said?
What is 10 times 12?
120.
Okay, so you need to type that in
Okay.
and work your way inside out. So I take my handy dandy calculator. Miss Latimer, what time is it? So I know. Okay. And that's going to be clear 0.04 divided by what? 12. And that's equal to plus 1 raised to the what? 1/20th power times 3,000. Times class over, so I'll know. That's what I thought. 44, 72, 50. 44, 72.5.
What?
Nice work.
Messed up.
Oh, we started.
Because I put 10.
I think People's Bank
Place with
gives
Beaver.
student accounts.
I know, so much, they be
You can
like,
go to SunTrust too.
She said SunTrust does.
Yeah, I
What?
think that's where I bank at.
I bank at People's Bank, which is a local bank here in Anderson.
is it?
That's because the owner and my father were good friends, and he made us do all our stuff through People's Bank, and that's why I still was with him. So,
I'm
you
a
know,
good old
parental influence.
I do not want to go to Wells Fargo.
Yeah, don't go to Wells Fargo. Them people are crazy. And people make up stuff, make up bank accounts and stuff. Yeah, you need to stay away from them people. Okay, now let's go to the handy dandy whiteboard. And since we are on 6.2, I do want to cover the other side of formulas. The other side of formulas is basically the ones you solve for, okay? We just went over two formulas. That's the easiest part. Plug and what? Plug and chug. And that's when you're given a formula, and actually, the first equation we did was plug and chug where it said evaluate. Okay? I don't cover those because, like I say, you send me a couple of questions in the homework, I show you how to do it, and most of you go, okay, that's pretty simple. But what's the second type? The second type is where you solve for a variable. Does anybody know when you do that a lot? In what subject?
That's algebra.
Science and algebra. You do it in algebra, yes.
We love
Okay.
chemistry.
But the reason you do it in algebra is to get you ready for the what? The sciences,
Chemistry.
which is chemistry, biology, and physics. Okay? What you do is you basically solve a variable, solve a formula for the variable that you don't have. Okay? For example, one of the formulas that everybody should know when they get out of high school, distance equals rate times time. And let's say that you're doing a lab and you have a wind-up car and you're testing it, and it goes a distance of 40 feet. And it does that distance in 3.2 seconds. Okay, what do you have? You have distance, you have D, and you have what? T. But you don't have R. So what am I going to solve the equation for? I'm going to solve it for R. How do I get rid of multiplying by T?
Divide
Divide by T. If I do it on one side, I what?
You gotta do it to the other.
So R, which is speed, but you don't walk into a physics course and call R speed. If you do, the physics teacher will go into convulsions. But any other teacher, any other class, you can call rate, you can call it speed, but not in physics class. That's like saying ain't in English. It doesn't work very well. Okay? So R is equal to what? D over what? T.
Yep, for T.
D over T. So that's going to be 40 feet over 3.2 seconds. Now, of course, in physics, you would be told to do this and make it into miles per hour, but we're not going to worry about that, okay? Feet per what? Second. And that's the rate, that's the speed of your car.
Yes.
Okay? Now, a lot of people say when I show them this, they go, oh, that's easy, I can do that. Well, the problem is sometimes you're given a fraction in a formula. And then what do you do then? You quit, right? You don't even try. When you're given a fraction, the first thing you do when you're given fractions is just like the trash in the kitchen when it stinks. What do?
You take them out.
Take it out. So what do you do with a fraction if you don't want to fool with it? You clear them. Okay? And you multiply through by the common denominator. So let's go with area equals 1/2 base times the height. That's the area of a triangle.
Oh, I hate geometry.
Now what if I want to solve for B? It doesn't matter what I want to solve for. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply through by the common denominator, which is what? 2. And that's going to give me 2A is equal to, what happens to the 2 and the 1/2?
Cancels out.
Cancels. BH. Now I can solve for whatever I want to. So the main thing you need to realize about formulas, the type 2, which is solve for a variable, is the first thing you want to do is clear any what? Fractions or what?
Decimals.
Decimals. That's the first thing you want to do. Now, I'm going to give you an example of one that I remember being in the homework, but I can't remember if the variables, I can't remember what the variables are, so I'm just going to use whatever I can think of. But one of the, and I'm just going to, so while y'all are writing that, I'm just going to, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go over here, I'm just going to erase this. And the question will say, it's an electrical question. It's resistance. Amperage is equal to 1/2 R sub 1 plus R sub 2 plus R sub 3, something like that. And the first thing you're going to do, I don't even have what to solve for. Why? Because that's not your main objective. Your main objective or your priority is to get rid of the what? Fraction. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2, and I'm going to multiply this side by 2. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do 2. And that's going to give us 2a is equal to, that cancels, R1 plus R sub 2 plus R sub 3. And then it may say solve for R sub 3. Well, how do you get rid of adding R sub 1 and R sub 2? You subtract R sub 1 and R sub 2. And what happens if you do it on one side?
You gotta do it to the other.
You gotta do it to the other side. So 2a minus R sub 1 minus R sub 2 is equal to R sub 3. Like I told you before, people fail algebra because they can't do fractions. And they can't do fractions because they don't know anything about the common denominator.
Or because their teachers don't believe it.
Comprende? What?
That's like that question they always give you, like, so, miles per hour, how long would it take you to go 60 hours on that?
Yeah, that's this question right here. I'm going to show you one more thing. What time is it?
Time to go.
109.
I don't trust y'all.
It is 109.
Okay, I got a few minutes. Let's take this example. She just asked a question, and I'm going to go over it just to fill up the rest of the time. You see that 40 foot over 3.2 seconds? We're going to go to the next board. I'm going to show you how to change that. And you need to put this in your notes as good information because it's a good standardized test question. It's called unit conversions. And what was the number? 40 feet over what? 40 feet
Yes,
over 3.2 seconds.
thank you.
Okay, now in physics, feet per second, that means something. But where else, it doesn't mean a thing anywhere else. So you need to change that to miles per hour. Now remember, in unit conversions, the only way you can cancel is diagonally, right? So I'm going to just, what do you want to pick? Somebody pick one. Feet or seconds? Which one you want to pick? All right, seconds. Miss Latimer picked seconds, so I'm going to put seconds on top because I can only do away with the units diagonally. So how many seconds are in a minute?
60.
60 seconds in 1 minute. And then that tells me I got to put minutes here. Then hours go here. So 60 minutes in what? 1 hour. So let's see what we got. Let's take our units out. We've got seconds cancel, minutes cancel, and we've got feet per what? That's good, but we don't need feet per hour. We need what?
Miles.
Miles per hour. So I got to put feet on the bottom and miles on top. 5,280 feet are in what? 1 mile. If you don't know that, that's one of those things that you should have been taught in high school. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Now, the feet cancel, and somebody tell me what's left. Miles per hour. So now we use our handy dandy scientific notation. 4.0 times 10 to the first. 6.0 times 10 to the first. 6.0 times 10 to the first, sorry. Miles. Over 3.2 times 10 to the 0. And then 5.28 times 10 to the third. And that's what? Miles per hour. Now 4 times 6 is what? Or 6 times 6 is 36. And then 36 times 4 is 138 and 132. What is 36 times 4? 134. What is it? What's 36 times 4?
144.
Is it 144? Okay, I'm sorry. So that's going to be what? 4 times 6. 36 times 4 is 144. Is that what you said?
40, 60, 60.
10 to the third power. Somebody multiply 4 times 6 times 6. I want to make sure it's 144.
Oh. It is 144.
Okay? And then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And then 3.2. Somebody take your calculator and do 3.2 times 5.28.
16.896.
16.896.
Yes.
Now, technically, you could cancel out the 10 to the thirds if you want to. So I'm going to cancel those out. And somebody take 144 divided by 16.896. Tell me what you get.
Uh, 44 divided by 16.896. I got 8.5.
8.5 even?
No, sir, with 2 repeating. 8.52 repeating.
Miles per what?
Hour.
If that is correct, somebody check and divide 144 by 16.896 and see if you come out with 8.52. So that car is going how fast? Almost 9 miles per hour. And that's how you do a unit conversion, which we did. We did that also in scientific notation, where we were changing, stuff to miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question, gripe, complaint. Okay, I got to do one thing. If y'all will help me out, I'm going to call the roll today because I have